when they done by expeditions the entire surface known, it has never been questioned to stop expeditions. It was thus the great technological turning point that would put an end to the ancient form of expedition that we know of, the historical events of the discovery of continents and oceans. But we must not lose sight of the fact that the objective was not only to keep the illusion of the Earth spherical, but to be able to claim to innovate in the field of research and means of locomotion for future expeditions. It was the race to the determining spatial conquest that would take total control of the narrative and the direction to be taken for each of the future events. It was the moon landing which, as we know, was false. But the control was thus laid on the group that would have the whole control, named spatial. Those who were able to reach the moon and to land there. And in fact, adding to this, the episode of the photo of the Earth was added to the narrative, thus concluding any possibility of contradicting the said narrative, which would put the officiality of the model of the Earth spherical. The current technology has never allowed man to go into space, but everything shows that he was only able to go at very high altitude. And this was the way to continue the episode of explorations. Not spatial explorations, but obviously exploration farther over the surface of the Earth. There was never any question of a landing on Mars, it's the Earth. Further, it is the logical consequence of the means of locomotion that changes with time. The new exploration technology. In my personal case, it is very great news to see photos of the Earth further. And know that nobody takes into account, people are attracted by the artistic productions made on the spatial subject. Because I am sure that you don't believe at all that we are able to explore further, because you think that the Earth is flat, but you don't think that it is completely flat. You keep a local rather than a general view of the situation. This is the Moorland. The ECHO project has never been more than a test of the possibility of obtaining a means of communication in the situation in which the data collected below should be received. Not in space, but further by the new means of locomotion, which was to be the sky, and not the Earth or the oceans as before. The episode of the squirrel, alien skulls, or other fantasies on surface shots have been implemented to never let anyone think that these images are not at all Mars, and to discredit the possible authenticity of the photos, to relegate it to the fabrication of forgeries in the collective consciousness. And so never try to perceive anything else behind the official Mars. The Earth. Further,